Hi, this is Ashio, and welcome back to Angels with Scaly Wings. It's time for another part of the Last Hope mod. This is kind of a big mod, and I just had a look at the save file. We're on chapter 1B, we're still not on to chapter 2 yet. So in the last part we kind of started the mod, everybody kind of hanging out a little bit. Adine's just, chilling. Remy is recovering from a bullet wound. Bryce is really recovering from several bullet wounds. Maverick, slightly aloof and doing stuff behind the scenes, and Sebastian's trying to tie it all together. I do know that this mod does have different endings, and you kind of get these endings by ignoring Remy, but why would you want to do that? We're going to go meet with Remy and see what's good. I began to prepare for today's events after deciding not to reject Remy's offer. I walked out of my apartment and towards the cafe after finishing my meal. Of course we're going to hang out with Remy. It wasn't long, however, until I arrived at my destination. I entered the cafe and saw Remy already waiting for me in the corner. As I approached him, his face lit up. "Oh hey, I didn't expect you here so soon. Yeah, but you're here early as well." "Yeah, same could be said for you. Better safe than sorry. I'm lucky that I had the time." "Yeah, same to you." I didn't have anything to do really, as I already did quite a lot of work yesterday. That and Emra are telling me to take today off, as you might guess. For good reason. Yeah, you did get shot? Yeah, for good reason indeed. Wait, where's Adine? Shouldn't she already be here, working at the cafe? Her shift's later today, so she's also off. If I remember, she went to the orphanage real quick before coming here. Let me guess, she wanted to drop Amelie off? How did you know? It's just a hunch. I remember the last time I was at the orphanage, she always clung to Adine like a magnet of sorts. Though she did take some sort of interest in me. Maybe Adine influenced her in some way. She also tried to play with Vara once, but I'm guessing she didn't like Vara's unwillingness to talk that much. I do wonder how Amelie is doing right now. Maybe we could visit the orphanage after this. I'm sure Adine would appreciate it. I'd love to, but I don't think I can. I just think I need some time alone before going there again. Adine entered the cafe and came to our table, just as Remy was finishing up speaking. "Oh hey you two, sorry for taking so long." "It's no problem. How's the orphanage? Could have arrived sooner. Hey, let's just say hey." "I'm glad you could make it. I was wondering if you'd be able to come thanks to your schedule. Looks like everything was in my favour today." "Seems so." "So, should I call somebody to take our orders?" "I just got here. I still need to decide what I want to eat." "I know what I want, so it looks like we'll wait for you." "Okay, I'll try to think quick then." Adine looked at the menu for several minutes as she decided what to order, while Remy and I waited patiently. "Don't rush her too much." "I think I've decided." "Okay, so if there's no objections, I'll call the waiter." "Nope, we're all good." I called for a waiter to take our orders, and soon a somewhat small dragon arrived, carrying an even smaller notebook. "I'll have some green tea, please, extra strong." "Oh, and a chocolate muffin too." "I'll have a coffee, but not too strong. I'll have today's special for something to eat." "And what do I want? Soda, coffee, tea, or water?" Give me a soda." "And donuts, bagels, salad, cake or sandwiches?" "Donuts." I gave the waiter my order, which he quickly scribbled down into his notebook. He speedily went to the kitchen and placed the orders. "Okay, so what is the special?" "Is it the same special that I had the other day?" "Oh no, today's special would be a bowl of mouflon ramen." "Sure, it's a bit on the pricey side, but I'm willing to spend a little bit extra for today." "I do consider this a special occasion after all." "It's just another time where we could talk, Adine. There's nothing too special about it." "That'd be true if all three of us weren't here together. Besides, after what I've been hearing from you, I don't think I'm going to get another chance to talk with Ushio anyway." "Oh, I see. Well, I could just rearrange everybody's schedules so that I could magically create more free time. I'm always going to be busy." "That'd be pretty nice, if it were only that easy." "Yeah." "So how you feeling, Remy?" "I'm doing well. I'm still having a little bit of trouble walking around, but it's far easier than yesterday. You could even say that I'm rapidly getting better." "I should be perfectly fine by tomorrow." "You're not lying, are you?" I swear, it would look pretty weird if I had to carry you if you accidentally slipped or something. No, I'm serious. This time, I'll be in a better state to walk around. But now that I think about it, how did you even get here all by yourself? The cafe's pretty far from your home. With a lot of effort, really. What'd I tell you, Remy? But I am feeling better. Listen to Adine. The more you say that, the less I believe you. You still shouldn't have gone alone. Okay, yeah, the more you insist, the less I believe. Yeah, sorry. Awkward. I believe you, Remy, though feeling better doesn't mean that you're feeling good. I know. Adine wanted to say something, but was interrupted by the waiter bringing out orders. It didn't take long for our entire table to be filled with plates and cups. I thanked the waiter, who simply nodded in return, and went back to the kitchen. I started to eat the donuts I'd ordered. Surprisingly, they were far more delicious than I'd expected. Being extremely fresh and airy, while not being too sweet, it wasn't long before my plate was picked clean. I didn't know you were that hungry. Maybe I should have arranged our meeting earlier. The food was delicious, that's all. Well, you did make a great choice, so I can't blame you there. If you think that was good, maybe you should try today's special. Alright, sure, I'm gonna steal her food as well. Yeah, gimme. I'm feeling a bit adventurous. Let's try the ramen. Okay, let's have a go. Adine passed her bowl to me, eager to see what my reaction would be. As I tasted her food, my face lit up as the swirl of flavours danced around in my mouth. A rich yet tender meat suited the savoury taste of the ramen noodles perfectly. All in all, perfection. I'm guessing you liked it. Liking it would be an understatement. This honestly might be the best ramen I've ever tasted in my life. That good, huh? I honestly can't blame you, as this is one of our most popular items every time it shows up on the menu. I can't say that I've ever tried the Mouflon ramen before, so I'm kind of oblivious to the taste. Maybe you want to try some too? Not today. I'm enjoying my muffin very much. So be it. We keep eating and drinking, with Adine occasionally cracking a joke to keep the conversation going, and eventually all three of us were done. Oh, that was a pretty great idea. Thanks for inviting us. Do we get staff discount though? I agree. It was a pretty great idea to be here and properly hang out with you again. No worries. I'm just glad that I could spend some time with my friends for once. Besides, I'm not sure when I can get the chance to do so again. Who knows? Maybe an opportunity will arise at some point where we could meet each other again. Yeah, anything's possible. Maybe I'm just being too pessimistic. With everything that's happened recently, it's a bit hard to think about the bright side of things. Let's hope that we would in fact have another opportunity to chat over some coffee again. Agreed. I'm sure it will line up at some point. My shift's coming up soon. I guess I have to start preparing for that. Already? I didn't think the time would fly by so quick. Strange how the time always seems to pass faster when you're having fun, right? For sure. Well, I'll be heading into the kitchens now. I'll see you later, Remy. And don't think that you're off the hook, Oshio. The first opportunity I get. Yeah, I know. See you, Adine. Okay, Adine went into the kitchens to the cafe, leaving both me and Remy alone at the tables. Oh dear. What's up? Adine accidentally forgot to pay for her meal. I'll just have to pay for her and remind her about it later. I could pay for all of us, that's kind of her. We could just call her. I'll do it. I've got it. I've got money. You don't need to do that. With my ambassador status, I could just pay for all of us without you having to pay a cent. I forgot you could do that. Don't worry about it. I asked our waiter to bring us the bill, and soon after, the small dragon reappeared in front of us. I handed him the special card I was given on the day of my arrival, which allowed the council to cover my expenses. After I'd paid, me and Remy got up from our seats and walked out of the cafe. We strolled through the streets, with me watching Remy to make sure he didn't hurt himself in his injured state. During our walk, we came across Sebastian. When he spotted us, he seemed to flash a quick smile, though he returned to the way he was before. Yo, hey Remy, I hope you two are feeling well today. Can't complain. I'm doing fine, officer. Good to hear. I was just about to make a visit to Ushio's apartment, though it seems that circumstances determined that we should meet here. Why are you looking for me? I got something to deliver. Your hands only, at that. The humans sent 2 messages earlier today. One sealed message addressed to you, the human ambassador, and a simple envelope addressed to the council. I figured you'd want to know as soon as possible. Oh, okay. Any idea as to what the messages say? I'm not one to pry in highly confidential information like that. I am super curious. Though, if I had to guess, both messages contain the same information, but addressed to separate groups. It's just my speculation, though. Well, thanks for delivering the message, at least. I'll read it later when I'm back at home. Sure. Anyway, best for me to get back on patrol again. Have a good day. Same to you, Sebastian. I'm intrigued. Sebastian turned around and went back down the road. As we walked further through town, I wondered about what the message might contain. You're thinking about it too, aren't you? I mean, yeah. What's it got to do with you? Yes, I am. The thing is, I can't help but wonder why the humans would send 2 separate messages instead of the one. Maybe it's because they're trying to hide something from either me or the council, or one could be about the trade, while the other could be about my extra duties now that Reza is gone. It still feels unsettling that Reza has now been sent back through the portal. The trade agreement between the humans and the dragons is now under a huge amount of pressure. If something goes wrong within the next few days, yeah, Reza dead, and we sent the body back saying, oh sorry, but we're still good though, right? We're still buddies. So it's awkward. I know, but we'll try not to think about it. We still have to come up with a plan with my PDA first and foremost. All we can do right now is try to resolve this as peacefully as we can. Maybe I shouldn't worry so soon. Eventually, we reached Remy's apartment. We said our parting words to each other and went back to our daily lives. I really want to read what the letter says. I'm so curious. It wasn't long before I reached my own apartment, where I slowly sat down on the couch and relaxed. I decided that I should open the message to see what it contained. Anxiety swept through me as I broke the seal. Ambassador Ushio. Okay, buckle up. Not only have you failed so far in bringing us the generators as agreed beforehand, but you have also indirectly caused the death of your partner. Under normal circumstances, you would have been ordered to return to us immediately, with the trade agreement being cancelled at once. However, our situation has gotten too dire to simply pull out now. Fierce debates are currently happening as to what we should do to continue this trade offer, so expect a reply within the next few days. We expect you to fulfill your duties as ambassador in full when you receive our next reply. For now, continue as you are and maintain peace on the dragon's side. The authorities of humanity. Okay, so they're angry. They're really upset, but they're saying just hold the fort. Interesting. Wondering what would soon happen to the trade between the humans and the dragons, I slowly put the message down and shifted my position on the couch. I wonder if the dragon's message is similar, considering the fact that the authorities announced that the trade would continue as normal. Though I'm guessing that they'd leave any information about me needing to continue my duties in their letter. In the end, I decided to take my mind off things and simply read through the books stored on my bookshelf. When I finished reading, I realised that the day had mostly passed and night was fast approaching. I think that I would show that letter to Emra as a sign of goodwill, just to keep things sweet. There was nothing particularly in there that was spicy, so I don't know. Here we go. Feeling a need to be prepared for tomorrow's possibilities, I decided that I should go to bed early. So the crux of it's going to be when the other letter shows up, what they're going to ask us to do. It's going to be another day. As was routine, the morning sun arose and shone into my apartment, illuminating the darkness of the previous night. Strangely, the daylight had given me the drive to handle whatever would come my way today. Bizarre dreams of what had happened yesterday rushed through my head, with me forgetting them in mere seconds after I stood up from my bed. Doorbell. Come in. Who is it? Bryce. I thought you were still in the hospital. I got discharged yesterday evening, and about time as well. Do you have any idea how hard it is to be stuck in bed for a few days against your will? Sort of, though I'd imagine it must be extra hard for you. for reasons that might or might not vary. I guess you could say that. After all, the Force does need their chief to help them every once in a while. But that's not why I'm here today. I've got some serious things to tell you. Maybe we should go for a walk while I inform you about what's been happening. Alright, but before I left, I took the message I've received from the humans with me, just in case I needed it for today. Me and Bryce left my apartment and went through the streets, similar to how we first did when Bryce told me about Rez's first murder. What's happened? Sounds serious? I'm guessing that this has to do with the messages that we received yesterday, right? Yeah, and more. Are you aware of an abnormally bright star in the night sky by any chance? More than aware. So you know. Yeah, I was the one that informed the council about it a few days ago, so that we could start making plans about it. Is that so? I only heard from Emra earlier today that we're at risk of a potential collision and that our top scientists are currently getting a plan put together. Which is probably why we're going to go to Emra right now, right? You're smarter than you look, well thanks. Though, I shouldn't be so surprised, since you've done so well with the investigations recently. But I'm getting off track here. Emra wanted to see you about the messages we received yesterday. I'm only guessing that the obligatory Cobbit discussion will come after that too. And to think all of these things happened while I was stuck in a damn bed the whole time. Better than being dead, you still helped. It would happen regardless. You still helped though, it's fine. You still guided the rest of the Force while you were in the hospital. That on its own is still impressive. I just told them some basic stuff when they visited me. I wouldn't exactly call it guiding the Force. But you still helped. I guess I did. Let's go see Emra. Nothing ever good when we talk to her. Eventually, we reached the outside of the office building. Bryce turned over to me with an expression hinting at concern, masked by seriousness. Are you ready for this? I don't have much of a choice. Then you're better off than I am. Having to deal with Emra right now of all times, especially with what's going on, makes me a bit uneasy. My earlier visit was more than enough to prove that. After all, she could decide to send you home again without further notice, however unlikely that is. That wouldn't be such a good idea considering the circumstances right now. Hence me suggesting that it would be extremely unlikely, but still a possibility nonetheless. I mean, if the dragons have their information from the PDA, they can cut it off. They can just take what they need and run from the deal. But let's just get this over with. Me and Bryce entered the office building. We slowly went through the halls in silent anticipation, wondering what Emra had to say. Sebastian. However, just as I was about to open the door, Sebastian left Emra's office with a distraught face. He looked at Bryce for a short while and left at a rapid pace. What happened? Yeah, he ran. He didn't even say hello. Come in. Oh, this is going to be a bad time. Upon entering, Emra shot a glance at both me and Bryce. She seemed to be mildly concerned, as if she'd come to a terrible realization. Good morning, Ambassador, Chief. Good morning, Minister. I believe that you wanted to see me. That's correct, but not for the reason you might think. It seems that we have more current matters to discuss. In what regard, may I ask? Oshio, you received a letter from the human world recently, as did we. Do you have the letter with you? Yeah, I do. I handed the letter to Emra. While she read through it, I started to feel more unrestful, waiting for what her response could be. Something wrong. Your supposed response that this message mentioned came earlier today. An officer who was on patrol at the portal saw this and immediately came to report it to me, since he believed that this response would be part of my responsibilities. We did manage to catch Sebastian just before we entered your office, though he seemed to be in too much of a hurry to inform us as to what was happening. Because I asked him to make haste. Why? The human's response wasn't just any old thing that you might expect, it seems. Your response, Ushio, seems to be another human. Why would the humans want to send another person through the portal? Because, despite Reza being dead, Everybody's too desperate to give up. My message made that clear enough. The authorities probably sent another ambassador to try and replace Reza in hopes of still getting the generators. I thought of exactly the same thing. After all, judging from your letter and the story of how your world came to be the way it is today, I highly doubt they would want to give up hope so easily. Still, I do wonder why they decided for you to stay here and not return to your world momentarily for the revised plan. I guess we'll find out. We all waited for a short moment until Bryce looked at Emra as if he wanted to silently ask permission to speak. Minister, is there any chance that I could be dismissed from my duties as being your personal escort? Since Reza's no longer a threat, do you not think that it would be better if I could work more closely with Ushio and this new ambassador? I'm afraid that such a matter will take time to consider, as we don't know whether this new ambassador is better than Reza. Which is exactly why Bryce needs to be dismissed. I ain't getting involved in this. No, I understand. Bryce grew silent once more, as did the room in eager anticipation. We continued to wait for what seemed like hours, with everybody patiently waiting in stoic anxiety. Eventually, the door to the office revealed a loud knock. Come in. So is this our new person? The door immediately opened, revealing a very nervous Sebastian and a human face with an expression of slight contempt. Officer, I think it would be best if you were to leave us alone for now. Alright. Sebastian left the office, sighing a small sigh of relief as he handed his duties over to Emra. Welcome to our world. Please, take a seat. The human entered the office, taking the open seat next to me. He looked at me for a short while, smirked, and looked back at Emra. This dude. I'm terribly sorry that we have to meet under such circumstances, but since we received a very short notice, we could not prepare your arrival, as we did for Reza and Ushio. Speaking of, might I ask who it is that decided to visit us on such a wonderful day? It's Logan. You're Emra, right? That's correct. It's truly pleasant to meet you, Ambassador Logan. I believe that it would be more pleasant if the circumstances are more favourable. First off, I apologise that humanity couldn't arrange something before my sudden arrival. The current state of civilization and our ever-depleting resources prevented us from wasting more power than we could afford. That's why I've been sent instead. After all, it's better to arrange something in person than sending a bunch of letters back and forth. And now for the reason I've been sent here. Humanity has issued an ultimatum. We demand that either Ushio be sent back to us, or we receive the generators that are now overdue. Refuse the terms, and humanity will cut contact with you and your kind, thus cancelling the trade agreement immediately. Emma went silent for some time, pondering about the situation that had now befallen her. She took some paper, wrote something down, put it aside. Afterward, she looked back up in a way that hinted at concealed fear. How long do we have to make a decision? Humanity has ordered a response of 3 days, with a 2 grace period in case efforts had to be made in finding Ushio. And tell me, why exactly did humanity decide to make the ultimatum? As the one responsible for Reza's and Ushio's visits, you should very well know why. With Reza being killed by a feral dragon, we believe that it's no longer safe for us to continue doing business. However, considering our desperate situation, we had no choice but to still follow through with our original agreement. Which being said, Ushio has suddenly become of value to us, more so than Reza, in fact, so the authorities decided to make the ultimatum. Which brings us to the present. Okay, so why do they want me all of a sudden? I thought that I didn't matter too much when I first stepped through. Things change. I'll fill you in later. I'm afraid that I'll have to consult with the rest of the council about this matter, so I'll not be able to provide an immediate answer. That's why we gave you time to decide. Oh, yes, my apologies. Emma is shook. For now, you have to have an escort with you during your stay. We unfortunately haven't arranged a place of your own yet, so you'll have to temporarily stay with Ushio until we have sorted things out. Do you find it acceptable? I do not. I object. I don't want this guy hanging out in my place. It will do for now. God damn it. Chief, please arrange an escort for our newly arrived guest. I'll personally take the position of being the new ambassador's escort, if that pleases you. So be it. Do take note that this still doesn't exempt you of your duties from me just yet. I understand. Thank you, Minister. Now, Ambassador Logan, are there any more things that you need to inform me about? That should be just about everything. Very well. Now, if you excuse me, I need to inform the rest of the Council of Humanity's ultimatum. I shall contact you within the following few days. Alright then. Whoosh, she is gone. Emra got up from her desk and walked outside her office at a hurried pace, leaving me, Logan and Bryce all alone. An atmosphere of tension started to form. I'll have to go back to the station to change the schedules for the patrols real quick. Do you think that you'll be able to take Logan to your home while I'm gone? Yeah, I've actually known him for quite a long time at this point, so he shouldn't be too much trouble. I'm right here. Actually, I can definitely see that now. I'll come to your place after I'm done from the office. From there, we'll be able to manage the entire escort situation. Did you just handle that? After all, doesn't any order from Emra immediately take effect? Not with deciding an escort for a high-profile guest, as simply deciding who the escort will be on the spot isn't really possible due to how complex the process actually is. All I could do for now was accept the order to arrange for one. We went through quite the process just to assign Maverick to Reza and Sebastian to you. This will likely be the same. Then you better get on that. I guess I should. Goodbye. Okay. Logan, why are you like this? So this is the same Logan that was in the other mod. It is the same mod writer. So there's going to be a slight continuity in terms of like the character dynamics. So in the old mod, Logan was left behind. Everybody else had left. All the humans had gone. So he was just at home kind of tinkering with technology and making video games. So they were on okay terms. But we'll see how this works. Bryce slowly left the office in a slightly tired manner, leaving only me and Logan left. Logan sighed, relieved to no longer be the messenger of humanity. Damn, that was hard. I guess I finally understand why people are afraid of talking to people in power. I wonder how you managed to cope with being an ambassador to literal dragons for like, what, 2 weeks? Ah, whatever. It's good to see you again. Same here, Logan, even if our meeting would be better under more favourable circumstances. You're telling me. Here I hoped that we would hopefully see each other again in a street filled with functional lights and human electronics, but as you can see, that's clearly not the case. So at least these guys are on good talking terms, much more than Reza. Well, we could go for a walk in a street with functional streetlights, if that's what you really want. Anything to get me the hell away from bureaucracy for a few moments. The lifestyle doesn't suit me. Then why did you become an ambassador? I'll explain everything when we're in private. Some things just aren't meant for prying ears. We both left Emra's office, excited to see the outside world once more. Suddenly, I felt far more free than I was just a few moments ago, having not just the ability to move around as I wished, but also not feeling the tension that had formed during Emra and Logan's conversation anymore. It wasn't long before we both left the office building together, finally breathing fresh air once again. We walked for a bit in the streets, taking the longer yet isolated paths to my apartment. As soon as there wasn't anybody that could eavesdrop on us, Logan started to talk. Okay, so what's the word? What is going on? I didn't exactly want to be the bearer of bad news, but I had my hands tied behind my back. What do you mean? The authorities back home essentially ordered me to be the one to deliver the news, since they knew that I was somebody who you had a lot of contact with, considering that we used to work together at some point. They put me through some basic training as to what I should or shouldn't do as ambassador, filling my head as if I was in elementary school all over again. So that's why you sounded so harsh when you talked to Emra. You've changed. No, everything's changed. You have to understand, when the authorities got Reza's body, as well as the report stating that he was killed by a feral dragon that nobody had any apparent control over, they were enraged to say the least. Trust and goodwill has been shattered back home. Hell, there's rumours going around that one of the authorities even suggested a full-scale invasion as recompense. It's a miracle that they even decided to send another ambassador through. A lot of chaos has been going on here as well. I'm guessing that you managed to read the report yourself before coming here? Yeah, what about it? Then you're aware of Reza's crime spree? Logan winced. Best we don't talk about that. The belief back home ranges from outright lies made up by the dragons to justify, and I quote, senseless massacre of humanity's future hope, to outright sympathy for the dragons. But since arguments didn't bring results, they decided to make a plan that involved getting said results. The ultimatum. Exactly. And who else to use to send it than somebody who knew a lot about one of their ambassadors? I bet that they're regretting that decision now. It's good that we got sort of a friend on our side, but hopefully he'll be cool with the dragons as well. We eventually reached my apartment after quite some time of walking and talking. I opened the door and let Logan walk in first. He stood at the entrance for some time and glared at everything my home away from home had to offer before taking a seat on the couch. It is home sweet home. Damn, this feels almost nostalgic. I never thought that I'd say that a working light bulb and a proper couch would ever be nostalgic, but I guess here we are. You'll get used to it. My reaction was similar when I first got here, and for good reason. Who would have guessed that such simple everyday things could end up being such luxuries? It just shows us that everybody wants life to return to the way it was. Yeah. You mentioned that I suddenly became of value back home, and that you think that the authorities regret sending you through. Any explanation about that? Yeah, recently there was... Oh, interruption. It's Bryce. Hey, long time no see. I didn't think that an hour would be considered a long time for you, Bryce. Yeah, you got me. Anyway, the escorts have been arranged now. I'm here to pick Logan up so that I can show him around town. After all, what's an ambassador if they don't even know where they are? Well, luckily for you, I just so happen to be here. As is expected. So, you up for my offer? Well, I don't really have much else to do except for educating Ushio over here about what's happening back home. Sure, why not? Then please follow me. As for you, Ushio, I know that Sebastian's supposed to look out for you, but he's held up at the police office thanks to paperwork. What if Emra realises that I've been walking around town without an escort? Then I might lose my job. The thing is, if Sebastian doesn't keep up with his work, then he'll definitely lose his job, whether I like it or not. I have to choose the lesser evil. We should just go hang out with Sebastian and help him with the work. Okay, in that case, I'll stay undercover when I'm going out. I don't want to give you any extra stuff to deal with. Thanks. Come on, Logan. We got things to do. Yeah. No, what was he about to tell me? Logan followed soon after Bryce left my apartment, leaving me behind. I contemplated what I should do for the rest of the day, eventually deciding to pay Remy a visit. Still, there were several unanswered questions that I still had. Why are the humans supposedly regretting sending Logan through? Why am I needed back home? What's going to happen with the comet now that humanity is demanded to receive the generators that they're owed? And why did Logan say that a feral dragon killed Reza? That was a lie. I'll have to talk with Emra about the ultimatum in private. She'll be able to come up with a far better plan than I could. In spite of those intrusive questions that I asked myself, I pushed my thoughts aside as I left my apartment on my way back to the library. And we're going to do that in the next episode. We have some twists and turns. There's another human in town, and it is Logan, who, if you watched my videos of the other mod or if you played it yourself, you'll already be familiar with this guy. So this is an interesting set of twists, and we're going to find out more very soon. This is Usho signing off, and hopefully I will see you next time.